Let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. We dip our feet at the water's edge and everyone would come along.
How you doing, everybody? Pastor Warren here. Welcome to another edition of Mondays Are for the Dogs. Well, it's the day after Easter, and it's a sunny day, but it's kind of a fooler. It's a little windy and chilly, but we're out here at Penny Road Pond, uh, commonly known as a good fishing hole. And so we thought we'd just come over here as I was thinking about, the time after Jesus rose from the dead and showed himself to his disciples a couple of times. And about a week later, his disciples found themselves on the Sea of Tiberias, or the Sea of Galilee, fishing. Well, they had gone there because Jesus had told them to go meet him there. And Mary even reminded them of that after she saw the Lord risen. So they went there, and I don't know how long they were waiting on Jesus, but long enough to go procure a boat, a few nets, and to spend the day fishing. Wonder what was going through their minds. Wonder if they had thought, well, maybe Jesus isn't going to show up. And maybe they just wondered, well, what are we going to do now? And I think about, maybe they just reverted back to things that they know really well. They were fishermen, and they knew how to do that, and maybe they were thinking, this is how we'll make our living again. So I think about that with our shelter in place that we're going through nowadays. Certainly on Easter, we couldn't get together for worship or anything like that. But there will come a day where we'll all be able to go back and resume our normal daily lives. Come on over here, buddy. Come on over here. And what will we do? Will we learn anything from this shelter in place? Will we learn how it was really nice to slow our lives down, not be so busy, have unhurried time, using that unhurried time to be with the Lord, to learn from Him and to hear from Him? Or will we go back to that which we know very well, being overwhelmed, being in a hurry, filling our calendars with all sorts of activity? All good things, that's for sure. But when they come too filled and push God out, I think that's when we become lost. So eventually, as the story goes, the disciples, they couldn't catch anything. And they were about 100 yards out in the water, and Jesus was on the shore, and he said, "Hey, what'd you catch today?" And they said, "Oh, we didn't get anything." And Jesus said, "Well, why don't you throw the net out onto the other side of the boat?" Well, they happened to do it. And when they did that, they caught a boatload of fish, 153 in total. Almost broke the nets, but it didn't. And then someone in the boat, I believe it was the disciple whom Jesus loved, recognized Jesus on the shore. And then Peter did. He said, "It's the Lord." And Peter jumped out of the boat and started swimming, wanted to get to the Lord. And, well, they got the boat in with all the fish. And Jesus had a nice breakfast out at the seashore, right by the lake, grilling up some fish and some bread, and they sat down with him. And from there ensued a really deep conversation with Peter about Jesus forgiving Peter for denying him. You see, when we have unhurried time, we can sit down with Jesus and maybe have a little meal with him, a little time alone, where he can show us how much he loves us. Food for thought for the day. Barkley really wants to get going. He's not really appreciating this unhurried time. But anyway, we hope you have a blessed Monday after Easter, and we'll see you farther down the trail. God bless your day. All right, let's go. Come on. Come on.
Let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. We dip our feet meet at the water's edge, and everyone would come along to meet us there.